Okay, so let's wait for 2 more minutes and then let's start the class. Yeah. So I believe you all have liked the project that I have discussed yesterday, and even today I'm going to talk about the project. So hopefully all of you are going to like it a lot, even this particular project. Even today is going to be very useful. So today I'm going to talk about two uh, good project and two very small project as per your syllabus. So I'm going to talk about something with respect to a memory. So like how we can try to like build a memory, how we can try to pass a memory to a system so that based on the previous conversation and based on the memory that it has built, it will be able to give you a response and reply. So recently you must have seen that everyone is trying to implement a memory part, right? So whether it's a chat GPT or maybe someone else, and even if you will go and chat with Yuri, so it try to like give your answers with respect to maybe your name, and even it is able to memorize some of the things from your past conversation. So how this memory system is going to work, that is something that we are going to build. We are going to test it. I made a simple project with that. Yeah. So then go and share with the entire world. Maybe into your group, you can try to share. Maybe over a social media, you can try to share. Maybe you can try to share your GitHub repository. Yeah. Tamil Selvan. Okay. Shall we start now? Okay. Couple of people are asking in a group that is class started. Yeah, it's already started. Okay, so let's start, guys. So let me share my screen. I believe my screen is visible to all of you, and here it goes. Where is my browser? Okay, so Euron and generative AI. This is your batch. Generative AI with NLP. Okay, now. So guys, what we are going to do today is that let me show you first. Yeah. So this memory enhanced chatbot we have already discussed, right? So we are going through a level one application as like a small application basically. So memory enhanced chatbot we have already discussed, and then we have discussed this SQL part. So this particular part is done, and we have even talked about basic RAG system, so where we have connected our like vector databases. So we have even gone through this particular part. So in my today's class, what we are going to do is, so we'll try to complete this entire section. So to complete this entire section, this part is already discussed. Let me change my pen color. Yeah, so this particular part I have already discussed. SQL powered we have already discussed. RAG we have already discussed, right? Now, so we have to talk about this one, we have to talk about this one, we have to talk about this one, and we have to talk about this one. Now, if I'm going to discuss all of these four, in that case, level one application will be finished, right? And obviously, we all are able to learn something from a RAG. We all are able to learn something from a vector DB. We all know now that how we can communicate with the embedding models, how we can try to communicate with even a real-time search model. We now even know that how I will be able to communicate with any other LLMs, right? So the way we are consuming a Yuri API key, in the similar manner, I can just go out and I can try to consume an API key from anywhere. And yeah, so pass all those variables, pass all those like required parameters. It is going to give me a response. So this fourth thing I'm going to discuss out of this. This one is very basic. It's like extracting some sort of information from the unstructured data. This one is also very basic. You can just try to pass any kind of a line to a model, and model is smart enough. It will be able to like judge the sentiment automatically without using any kind of a sentiment based or sentiment analyzer kind of a models, right? Don't have to use any external model. Just go ahead with the LLMs. So in a very first place, I'll be talking about this one. So PDF knowledge extraction bot, question answering from a PDF document. And here I'm going to show you a memory, right? Which is not mentioned in the syllabus, but yeah. So I'm going to show you this application, but inside this application, so I have attached, so when I was building this application for you, like for this particular class, so I have attached a memory part into this one, and you all are going to love it basically, because this is going to give you a lot of advantage. So memory will be added over here, even RAG will be added over here, and even vector database will be added over here in this particular project. So memory, retrieval-augmented generation, and a vector DB. Obviously, when I say RAG, so obviously I have to use some sort of a vector database. So we are going to use it, and then we are going to build this application. And then even inside this one, so we are going to use, so this project is basically an extension of this particular project. So here with one document we can go and chat, and here with a multiple document we can go and chat. That's the only difference between this project and this project. So this project is going to be the extension of the previous one. So first I'll be talking about this, then I'll be talking about this, and then I'll be talking about this, and then I will be talking about this. This too is not going to take much of time. Even you guys can do it, but yeah. So as it's a part of syllabus, so it's my responsibility to talk about these things in a live class itself. So I'm going to discuss all of these things. So shall we start now, guys? I believe agenda is clear to all of us. Yeah. So we are going to finish this particular portion in this class, and then from next class, so we are going to start with a Lang chain or Lang series, you can say, and then Llama indexes, all of those applications that has been mentioned over here, right? So where we are going to use our existing knowledge, but here I'm going to teach you that how you can try to build a different kind of agents, how you can try to connect one agent to another agent, and then eventually how you will be able to complete a particular task. So that is something that we are going to start from next week onwards. And all of these applications, almost all of these applications which I'm going to build and which I'm going to show you, so I'll make sure that all of these applications should be a agentic application in a nature. Because like people are talking about this agentic AI a lot, right? And it's not very difficult, believe me. So because we have a framework, right? We are going to use a Crew AI, we are going to use a Lang chain, we are going to use a Llama indexes, or maybe a Lang graph we are going to use, and that too with the Yuri APIs for a embedding and for a chat completion, or maybe for a real-time search. So it's not very difficult to like build it, but yes, once you are going to build a couple of agents by yourself, then you will be able to build any kind of a agent, whichever comes in your plate or in whatever project that you are going to build. So that will be the agenda, and then we are going to talk about a fine tuning of a model based on the different parameters, right? So as per the syllabus, like I said, so we are going to move as per the syllabus, as simple as that. So let's get started with today's class. Let me close all of this window, and let's open up a Visual Studio Code. Now here, file, open folder, and go to any folder, and then here inside my code directory, Gen AI application is the folder for today I'm going to create. Okay, now so the very first application, as I said, that we are going to build an application which is going to understand your entire PDF. Basically, you will be able to chat with your PDF. You can upload any kind of a document, and then with PDF, you will be able to chat. That is one of the part. But along with that, so it is going to retain even a conversational memory. right? It is going to retain a conversational memory and even from your conversational memory, so it is going to like give you a responses. So that is something that we are going to build over here. So the very first part, let me open up this scribble ink. So yeah, the very first part that we have to like build over here is that there will be a client or there will be a UI or entry point, you can say UI. Now from those UI, you will be able to upload a PDF, upload basically a PDF. You can extend it for any other kind of a document as well, maybe a Excel sheet, maybe for a Word document, because at the end of the day, we just have to read out the data out of this PDF and all those things, right? So this is something that we are like going to do. Let me. Yeah. So there will be a UI, which is a client, which is going to be the entry point. Then there will be like, I'm going to upload a PDF basically. So upload basically a PDF from here. Now I'm going to read this PDF data, whatever data is available inside this PDF, page by page, page by page, page by page, and extract all the information out of this PDF. And then I'm going to create a chunk, basically chunk out of the data, which I'm going to get it from a PDF. So in a small chunk, I'm going to basically break all of this data with some sort of a overlapping window, so that so all this chunk will be related to each other. And then once I will be able to do that, I'm going to convert this entire chunk, whatever chunk which I will be able to build out of the data which I'm going to read from the PDF, into an embeddings with the help of Yuri embedding basically. So we have a Yuri embedding API and we have a small case model available over here. So we are going to use a Yuri embedding and we are going to create a embedding of this chunk one by one. And once my embedding will be available, so I'm going to store it into a vector database. So VDB, I'm going to store it. Now, once this data will be stored inside a vector DB, right? Vector DB. So then what we are going to do is that whenever you are again, so there will be a UI interface, right? User UI interface, where you can try to ask a question. Same UI interface, I'm going to use this one UI interface. So you can ask a question. Now, once you are going to ask a question, so basically question with respect to the PDF that you have uploaded. Simple, not a direct question to a LLM model. So basically the question which you have like a whatever PDF, whatever data which is available into the PDF. So we can try and go ahead with the multiple PDF at a time. So here we can try to ask a question. Now, once I'm going to ask a question, system is going to perform a RAG operation, plus system is going to build a conversational memory for me, which you will be able to even see that conversational memory, that what is getting inside a conversational memory. Each and everything I'm going to show you. So RAG plus memory implementation we are going to do, and finally I will be able to get my response out of this PDF. Right? So this is the flow that we are going to build, and around this flow, so we are going to see the code. So is it clear, guys? Anyone who is having any kind of a question with respect to this flow? Yeah, anyone? Anyone, guys, who is having like any kind of a question? Anyone who is having doubt? Now again, so this project that I'm going to discuss, so obviously you will be able to use this project in all the LLM based project that you are going to build, or maybe all the RAG based application, by using the same context, by modifying according to your need and according to your requirement. So now code is not very difficult. As we all know that it's a LLM which is doing the job. So we just have to do the configuration most of the time, right? So here, first of all, you have to create a requirement.txt, requirements requirement.txt file. So requirement.txt file you have to create, and then couple of things you have to keep inside a requirement.txt. So you have to keep a PDF plumber basically, so that it can help me out in terms of reading out a PDF, right? So this is just a library. Then I'm going to use vector database wise a Facebook AI semantic search. Now you can go ahead with any other vector DB if you want, maybe a Chroma DB, maybe a Pinecone. We have already done the discussion, and you just have to call the connectors. You will be able to connect, and then instead of using this in-memory Facebook AI semantic search vector DB, you can try to use any other one, right? A request, just to request to my API, NumPy, again simple operation, Streamlit for building a UI. So these are the libraries we are going to use it. So keep all of this library inside your requirement.txt file, guys. Doctor is asking question, what if we add a new file? Will it repeat the whole process or just add chunks and embeddings? As of now, the project which I'm going to show you, so basically it is going to give you a response based on the current one single upload, and the next project which I'm going to show you, right, the next one over there, I'm showing you even a multiple file upload. So this one will be working with only one files. Next one will be working with the multiple files. And even I can, because see, at the end of the day, I'm trying to hold something into a embedded as a embedding into my vector DB, right? So as long as those data is available inside my vector DB, I'm good, right? Doesn't matter whether it is going to work with the current one or the next one. It will be able to work with everything in that situation. So I have that application as well, so which I'm going to show you. That's the reason. So we have a multiple file search system. Okay. Now, once this one is done, then try to create one simple Python file where we are going to keep all the code. So pdf_reg_bot.py file. You can give any other name if you want. That's completely fine with me. But yeah, so just try to create one Python file. And before that, so just run your requirement.txt file. So pip install -r requirements.txt file. Now, whatever will be available inside the requirement.txt file in a single go, it will be able to install each and everything. So just run your requirement.txt file so that things will be installed, and then try to basically import all of these libraries. So plumber, Facebook AI semantic search, all of these things, try to import. Sir, if needed, want to create this completely free, no Yuri, no OpenAI. I mean, you need a LLM APIs. Without LLM APIs, how you will be able to create it? So in that is, let's suppose there is a situation where you don't want to use any APIs which is available out there. That's fine. There is an alternative even for that one. So all the big models are already available in a Hugging Face repository, in a Ollama repository. So you can just go over there, download those models, and instead of calling an API, call those models, right? But again, so if you are doing that in a local system, or if you're doing that in a system so where you have a very less computation and very less memory, those models are not going to support you, right? I mean, it will not give you error. I'm not saying that it will give you an error. No, it is not going to give you error. Basically, your application will take time. So there is a cost even to it. Even if you're going ahead with the free, so there is an option, obviously, right? So again, this DeepSeek R1 model is already available. The entire Llama series is available to you. Mistral is available to you. So there are so many models which is already out there. You can download a physical file and just go ahead, interact with that. At the end of the day, I need a LLMs, right? This is the only requirement, even through a Yuri, even through a open AI. So I'm just trying to access what? I'm just trying to access LLMs, right? So maybe if, in a physical system, you can try to access LLMs. I have already created a video. So how you can try to configure, maybe you can go and search. So how you will be able to configure these open source model is, I think I have created that for a DeepSeek. I don't remember, but yeah, I think this is what I have done. And I was using basically OpenAI, Open Bev UI interface to chat with those models from Ollama. So Hugging Face also providing you a tons of models. Ollama is also providing you almost all the LLM models. Go ahead with that if you want. Okay, so these are the import that we have to do. Now, next thing is, so we need a Yuri API key, we need a Yuri chat URL, and we need a Yuri embedding URL. Yeah. So now let's try to create a variable for a Yuri API key, and then Yuri chat URL, and then Yuri embedding URL. So these are three variables I'm going to create, where I'm going to keep like a embedding URL, API key, and a chat URL. So what should be the chat URL? Let me go to Yuri, and from here, Yuri APIs, I can go to code example itself, and from anywhere I can just try to copy my chat URL. So this is my chat URL, by the way. This is my chat URL, chat completion, and then URL for embeddings is this one. So from anywhere I can go and I can try to copy my embeddings URL. So URL for embedding is this one. Pinging you once again. Now, so just try to copy your API key. So API key I can try to copy from authentication tab. So copy the API key and keep it here. So my API key is done. Embedding URL is done. Chat URL is done. These three things is required. So embedding to create an embedding. So and chat URL to hit my models, and this one. Okay. Now let's do one thing. So we have to create one variable, and I'm going to print this variable and I'm going to show you that. So here conversation conversation underscore memory conversation memory. I'm going to create a variable as an empty list, as you can see, so that I will keep on adding my conversational memory inside this one by one. Now, so the very first part that we have to write over here is a UI. So as per this entire flow, so UI. Now UI is going to do what? UI is going to allow me to upload the PDF. So here I have to read the PDF. So let's go ahead and step by step write a small function. So I have already written that. These functions are not a big one. So here it is trying to like get a PDF path. It is trying to open up a PDF. Everything is done by this PDF plumber, this library that we have installed, right? So PDF plumber. So PDF plumber just try to open it up just like any other files. And what it does, so it will try to go page by page, whatever number of the page that you have, and it will be able to extract a raw data. Simple raw data from a PDF, it will be able to read. So this is what this system is doing, and I don't think that this code is like in any way difficult to understand. It's very easy to understand, right? So here we are going through our pages, and then one by one we are trying to extract. So okay, first part, this part, basically this part, read PDF, right? So once I will be able to read a PDF, then what is the next part that we have to do? So we have to split it down into a small chunks, because let's suppose I have like a 50,000 or 50 million token inside my PDF. I have a big PDFs, right? So I have to break it down into a small chunk, so that I will be able to store those data into maybe like my vector DB. So here, to do that, to split this entire things into a chunk, I can try to use this function. So a split text function, I'm going to use this function I have already written. So a split text, now what we are going to do, so this function is going to take a input. So whatever this function will return, right? Whatever this function will return means whatever this PDF will return. So I'm going to pass this one into this particular split text function. I'm trying to keep chunk size is equal to 500 and overlap is equals to 100. Simply means that let's suppose I'm trying to start from a pointer 0. I'll go till 500. Then I will just call that as a one chunk. Then the next chunk, when I'll try to create, I'll start from the 400th indexes. Then again till 500, so 900 basically. Then again next chunk is going to start from a 800, so 800 plus 5, 1300, and then next chunk is going to start from 1200. So in this way, I'll try to keep some of the relative information, right, between one data and the other data. So this is what we are trying to do. So here, this is just a list. You can even try to print it, and then you will be able to see it. And we are going to print it basically. You will be able to see that what is going inside the chunk. But yeah, as this function is just a simple Pythonic function. So what we are trying to do, so while start is lesser than length, whatever text that we have. So start plus chunk size. So start plus chunk size. So let's suppose I'm starting from 0, chunk size is 500. So I'll try to extract data till 500 and then I'll try to append it. Then again, I'll keep on doing the same repetitive process. My start will be what? My start will be like a first 500 and then my start will become a 400 basically. So that's the reason. So here it's written start is equal to start plus chunk size minus overlap. Yeah, so start plus. So initially value of start is equal to 0, then chunk size is 500, then overlap is 100. Total value of a start in the next iteration is going to be 400, right? Then into a next iteration it is going to be 800, then it is going to be 1200. So in this way we will keep on extracting the data. You can try to manipulate this one. You can try to keep it maybe 5 lakh, 5,000, depends, right? So you can try to do the experimentation. But yeah. You are not using LangChain for reading and checking? No, I am not using LangChain because LangChain I'll be discussing in my next class with respect to agent. So I'm just using a simple Pythonic function. LangChain is also a Python library, right? Someone has written something inside a LangChain with the help of Python. Same thing, right? So here I'm using a raw coding, not a pre-built APIs. I'll be using that in the next class, obviously. Yeah. So this is done. So it is going to like split my data into a small chunks, by the way. Now let me ping you this entire piece of code. Now next part. So checking is done, right? Checking is done. Now what is the next part? Yuri embeddings. So I have to pass this entire chunk into a Yuri so that it will be able to generate a embedding for me. Because inside a Yuri, we have a embedding models, right? So inside a Yuri, where is models, right? So inside Yuri, we have this text embeddings model, right? From OpenAI itself with a dimension of 1536, a good amount of dimension. So we have this particular one. And yeah, so we are going to use this one with the help of Yuri. So let me put a code for that one. This code is already available inside your Yuri. So this is nothing new. This is not something which I have written. So this is already available as a sample code inside Yuri as well. So here it is going to take a data. So whatever data that you are going to pass, in my case, I will be passing a chunk one by one. And then it is going to like call the Yuri API, and then inside a payload, it is going to pass the data, text embedding through a small model it is going to use. And then eventually it is going to give you a response, right? So for D in a response.json, it is going to give you a data, and that is going to be the embeddings. So this is something that I will be able to get. Okay, so this is for a Yuri embeddings. Now, once embedding is done, right? Once embedding is done, then what you have to do? So you have to go to the next step. Store those data into a vector databases. We have already seen that, right? So how to store our data into a vector DB, whether it's a Pinecone, whether it's a Facebook AI semantic search, whether it's a Chroma DB, we can try to like store this data anywhere, right? Anywhere means literally anywhere. Even on a managed platform, we can try to store the data. So here I'm trying to use my like a in-memory Facebook AI semantic search. So here now, what this will do is, so this is going to take chunks, whatever like a data that you have built. Now it is going to call Yuri embeddings. Now we know that Yuri embeddings is going to return the embeddings, and I'm trying to just add. So index.add what? So add the embeddings, as simple as that. So I'm calling this Yuri embeddings inside this build vector store. It is going to return the embeddings, and then it is going to store it. Simple, right? So here I'm using a Facebook AI semantic search, index flat L2. So this is for your Yuri embeddings. Storing data into a vector DB. So vector DB, we are able to store the data. Now, once we are able to store a data inside a vector database, right? So once we are able to store the data inside the vector databases, now let's suppose someone is going to ask a question. Yeah, someone is going to ask a question. So before generating an answer, right? If someone is going to ask a question, so before generating an answer, so we have to pass a question first, right? We have to look into the chunk indexes, we have to look into its embeddings, and then top 3 embeddings we have to extract. So here, whenever someone is going to ask a question, so first of all, I'm trying to generate embeddings with the help of Yuri embeddings for any question that you are going to ask after uploading a PDF. Let's suppose if I'll start asking a question. So to those questions, I'll try to convert those questions into a numerical representation. Technically, it's called as embedding. So Q embed, basically, right? And then what we are going to do is, so we are going to do a index.search. Now, from where this index is going to come? My Facebook AI semantic search. My vector database is going to give me the index parameter or index object. So index.search, and I'm going to search those questions which user have asked, right? So which user have asked with respect to the PDF from the vector DB. So here, if user is going to ask a question, so I'm going to do what? The next step is basically RAG, Retrieval-Augmented Generation. Now, what is the meaning of Retrieval-Augmented Generation? So whenever someone is asking a question, so first of all, it will try to search into a vector DB. This is something called as RAG, right? This is something called as RAG. I think we all understand what is the concept or philosophy behind the RAG. We have already seen an example and practical operations as well in my previous classes. So here, it is going to search those questions. It is going to do a matching with a vector DB which is available, and technically it is trying to perform a retrieval augmented generation operation. Okay, fine. So here, this is what it is trying to do. So index.search, search a question, and then try to fetch top k. Maybe I can try to give value of k is equal to 5 or 3 or maybe a 10. So those many top searches it will try to bring, right? It will try to bring, and it is going to return you as a data and the indexes. Now, so here I'm just trying to iterate through it and returning it, as simple as that. Yeah. So retrieve the context. Now in this way, this function will help me out to retrieve a context based on my question, the question which I'm going to ask basically. So it will be able to retrieve the context. Now, once it will be able to retrieve a context, plus I have a embeddings for my question, right? So once it will be able to retrieve the context basically, and I have a question, I will try to pass both, right? I will try to pass my question plus the context that I have retrieved from my vector DB to my LLMs basically, so that my LLMs will be able to give me the answer, right? So that my LLM will be able to give me the answer. So now it's time to pass this entire things. So now it's time to pass this entire, like a question will go here, do RAG, retrieve a context. Now I have context plus question, right? I have context plus question over here. I will try to pass this entire things to my LLMs basically, so that I will be able to get a response. LLMs, maybe like a 4O mini, I will try to pass, or any other 10 of the LLMs that we have available. So to any of the LLMs, we are going to pass context plus question. Now, not only this, we will try to pass even a memory over here, right? We'll try to pass even a memory. We'll try to add even a memory inside this one. So initially memory is going to be 0. As you can see that I have created I have already created this memory, but this is empty as of now, right? So initially memory is, so when you are going to start your conversation for the very first time, so there is nothing inside the memory, but eventually I'll keep on building it. So whatever system is going to give as a response, and whatever user is going to ask as a question, or whatever things that I want, I can just try to keep it inside the memory. I can even decide that how much memory I should keep, because memory is a costliest operation. So when you're trying to store something into a memory, it's a costliest operation. It's not like if user has done a chatting maybe 100 days back, or maybe user has ended up generating tons or GBs of data, I will keep it, I will hold it inside the memory. No. So that's a reason. So like in a production, in a real time, we have to handle a lot of things before like allowing user to deal with the memories. Because again, if I'm going to like create a memory on a client side, So if someone is using my system, for example, Yuri, if someone is going to use, the problem people are going to face is that after some chat, it will start crashing and it will show that your system is out of memory, right? If I'm trying to like build a memory on a client side, if I'm going to build a memory on a server side, again, it's a problem for a company. So in both the cases, it's a problem. So we try to split it and we try to design a memory system in a pretty much different way whenever we go for the production. But here, so as we are trying to build MVP kind of a project, so we are not taking care of much, but yeah, in real time, it's a real pain basically. And we are also building it. So we know the pain, because either user will complain or we will end up paying a lot of money to a cloud platform. Okay, so now when everything is done, so we are going to call ask Yuri with the context. Now what LLM is going to take as an input? So LLM is going to take question that user has asked, and then LLM is going to take a context which I'm trying to retrieve from where? A vector database. So it is going to take that one, simple as per this, right? So context plus question. Okay, so this one context plus question, and that will go inside my LLMs basically. So here, question plus context plus memory. But as of now, initially I don't have any kind of a memory. Eventually, I'm trying to extend it. Means we are trying to add those memories. Anyone guys who can tell me what is a difference between extend and append? Yeah. Can we expect Euron monthly subscription? Not now, so not possible as of now. Anyhow, go with the yearly one. It's like a little bit more affordable. Yeah. So anyone who can tell me what is the difference between it's the list functionality, right? So anyone who can tell me like what is the difference between append and extend? Yeah. It's a basic list concept, guys. Yeah. So let's suppose I have a list, and in almost all my Python classes, I have already discussed about this. Append means what? List dot append means, so let's suppose if I'm going to pass my name over here, then if I'm going to show you list. So basically append will try to append a data at the end, right? So whether it's a iterative data, whether it's a non-iterative data, so at the end of the day, it is going to append it as it is. So even if I'm going to pass a numbers, it is going to append it at the last. Now, let's suppose if I'm going to call, this is again a list function, and I'm going to pass maybe a numbers. Now it is giving me an error. Yeah, it is giving me an error. It says that I am expecting a iterable object. I'm expecting a iterable object. Integer is not an iterable object. You can't iterate over to it. So extend is not going to work with this kind of a object. Now list.extend if I'm going to call, and if I'm going to pass my name over here, now see how it is going to append it. So it is going to split the data into a small chunk. Means it is going to iterate over to the data first, extract the data into a smaller label, and then it is going to append the data, as you can see, right? So this is where extend works, and this is where extend comes into a picture. So chunk by chunk, it is trying to append the data. Yeah. Now, so someone is saying extend is extending the feature of the next label child function. No. Yep. Someone is saying extend, I add the multiple item. I think guys, you should go and rewatch my entire Python series. Even now the Python series which I'm uploading, right? So I have already discussed about these functions. So I'm not, you should go ahead with the entire lecture. Maybe you should write more code. Extend, if I'm going to call, if I'm going to add some list item over here. So again, what it will do, it will try to extract a data first, and then it is going to append it, as you can see, one by one. So basically it's called as unraveling. So it will try to unravel the data first, and then it will try to add it. This is where extend comes into a picture. Yeah. So here, what we are trying to do, so we are also like trying to call the extend. So message.extend. So initially message will be this inside a list, as you can see, right? Inside the list, we have a message, right? And then if memory, right? So if memory, as of now, memory is equal to none, but yeah, so I'm going to pass that parameter, conversational memory parameter, when I'm going to call all of these functions. So at that point of a time, if memory, so if it is yes, means if I'm passing a conversational memory list, basically, this is the main part, guys, right? So if I'm going to pass a conversational memory list over here, so what it will do, so whatever conversational memory, whatever I'm going to store inside the conversational memory, it will keep on extending inside this same message, one by one, one by one, one by one, chunk by chunk, chunk by chunk. It will keep on extending it. I'll even show you. So how does it looks like? But yeah, it's a very basic list operation that we are trying to do, nothing much. Then message.append. So here we are doing a extend operation, message.append, append as it is. So append what? So append basically a context and the question. Yeah. So we are also attaching we are trying to attach what? So we are trying to attach basically inside a message, but inside the message. So whenever we are trying to send the next messages, so we are trying to attach a context which I have received from vector db, and then we are trying to even attach a question. So question will go, context will go, and anyhow message.extend memory. So if there is a memory, even memory will go. So in total there are 3 things which I am sending to my LLMs. Making sense to all of us? So there are in total 3 things I am trying to send as a payload. One is a context, one is a question from the user, embedding of the question obviously, and then the another part is basically a memory. So these are the 3 things which I'm trying to send if memory is available in that situation. Now, so this will finally go as a message, and I can try to play with this temperature. I can try to play with the output tokens. So this is again coming from the Yuri. This is going to give you a response. Now, whatever response it is trying to give you, we are just trying to return that as a reply, right? And then inside a memory, we are trying to append a question as well as we are trying to append a reply. Now, this is also a part of the memory which you should know. So here, whenever we are trying to build a system, so inside a memory, I'm trying to keep a questions plus I'm trying to keep a reply, so that from next time onwards, right? Next time onwards, my system is not supposed to hustle much if user is going to ask a similar kind of a question. Plus, it will be able to understand the context that, okay, so what was the question? What was the reply which was generated? And when it is trying to generate the next one, it knows that where I have given or what kind of a reply I have given last time. Is it making sense? So why we are appending this reply into the memory? So we are appending your questions, we are appending your reply as well inside a memory. As simple as that. Making sense, guys? Then only system will be able to understand, right, that what question was asked and what was the answer which was given by the way. And then if you're going to ask a follow-up question, it will be able to take some sort of inspiration from the previous one, and which is part of the memory. So this is the function which is going to work for me and which is going to help me out in terms of building the memory. So I have just pinged you the code for this one. Okay, now these are the only main part. Now the only calling part is pending. So we have all these functions. Simply means that all of these blocks we already have inside our code base. Now it's time to call a Streamlit UI. Let me ping you this code as well. Right. So here Streamlit UI. So UI is going to give you one option for PDF upload, simple, and one after PDF upload. So it is going to allow you to ask a question. Now, once you will ask a question, once you are going to upload a PDF in a very first place, right? So it is going to basically write all of these files. It is going to write all of this file. Now, so then when you are going to ask a question, right? When you are going to ask a question, then it is going to call all of these things one by one, one by one, one by one. Now, how it is going to call, what it is going to call, let's try to understand that. So first of all, it is going to store the PDF. First part. So let's suppose it has stored a PDF as a temp.pdf. Okay. Now, once this has been stored into a temp.pdf, I'm calling what? I'm calling my PDF reader, basically. This one I'm calling the very first function which we have written. We are calling that. Now, once that call will be done, so it is going to extract all the raw data. Then I'm trying to pass into for a chucking, so that it will be able to create the chucks basically. Now this chucks I'm trying to pass where? Inside my vector database. Now my vector database embedding will be ready. Then it will show you that, okay, your PDF upload is successful. So till this point, PDF upload will be done. Means PDF uploading, chucking, and then converting it into the embeddings. Yeah, converting into the embeddings. Now, if user is going to ask a question, now PDF upload is done. My PDF is ready now. So once a question will be asked, so what it will try to do is, so it will try to first of all take a user question. So whatever question that you are going to put up, it is going to take a chunk, it is going to take a index, and it is going to take the embeddings one by one, one by one, one by one. So chuck, then chuck for the PDF basically, indexes, and then embeddings, and then user question. So which will be coming from here. It is going to, and based on that, it is going to retrieve the entire context. So technically I'm trying to perform RAG operation label 1 over here. Once it is going to give me the context, then what I'm going to do, so I'm going to call my ask Yuri with the context. So there I'm trying to pass user question, context, and the conversational memory. Initially that conversational memory is going to be 0. Now let me run this what, and then let me show you this entire application. So here streamlit streamlit run pdf rag bot.py file, streamlit lit run, and then pdf rag bot. Yeah. So now my application is up and running, as you can see, and it is giving me an option to upload the PDF. So I'll just try to upload some PDF where I have some sort of information. Okay, so I'll try to upload one of these PDF. I have other PDFs as well. MySQL installation guide I have. Okay, Python assignment modules. Okay. Fine. So I'm going to upload one of the PDF from my system. Now PDF loaded and indexed. Fine. Now I'll go and I'll check my console. So here, if I'll show you temp.pdf. So this is the PDF name that the system has given, and this is what I had given basically, right? I had given temp.pdf. So in that way, it is trying to store it, right? And then once it is done, it is able to create a chunk. It is able to even store it into the vector DB, Facebook AI semantic search. Now, if I'm going to ask a question that give me a summary of this document. Yeah. So this is the summary that this document provides a step-by-step guide for installation of MySQL on Windows. It includes instruction to download, appropriate this, and this was available, right? This was available. How many pages were there in this document? So I don't think that it is going to hold the number of page, because we are now nowhere storing this information, because we are trying to extract the raw information and then we are trying to convert that into a chunk. So I don't think that it should be able to answer. The provided document appeared to be brief installation guide for MySQL consisting of 2 main parts with the numbers step this, part 1, part 2. So it is able to understand that what is the part which was there inside the data. But yeah, so pages obviously it will not be able to understand. Okay. So now I have to show you one thing. Now see, I'm trying to print over here. If you have observed, I'm trying to print a conversational memory. So initially my conversational memory will be nothing. And then here, this is something that it is trying to hold inside the conversational memory in a first go. Then into a second go, this is something that it is trying to store. Now here, so what it is trying to store, just go through it. So role user content, give me a summary of this document. So this is the user question, role assistance content, this document, provide a step-by-step guide, this. Bev, run the installer, select this. This is just the data which is coming. This is the data which is coming from the system basically, right? So as per our code, successfully question and a reply I'm able to add. Question and the reply. Now next time, right? So how many pages were there into this document? So here role assistance content, and this is the entire content it is able to store. Entire content it is able to store. Now, so you must be able to see that every time it is trying to store just one last conversation and it's one last question and its reply. Any idea, guys, why? Every time it is trying to store last question. Okay, so which one you are asking me to share? Let me share this complete one starting from the conversational memory. Yeah. So my question is, guys, that it is just trying to store maybe like one single question, last one, right? As of now. Now, if I'm going to like upload maybe like next PDF, where is my UI interface? Yeah. Tell me. Let me check if I have some very, very long PDF or not. Okay, loaded. How many questions are there in this document? Okay, so document is having content total 28 number of questions. Fine. So I believe my document Python loop assignment question number. So if I'm going to cross check Python loop assignment, there are 30 questions. So it has, no, there are 50. I believe I have uploaded this one, right? Python loop assignment. Now there was a 50 question. It is giving me just 28. Content total 28. Yeah. So again, one big issue. So the response which I'm able to get from this one is not that accurate. So maybe because of the chunk, I believe. So if I'm going to change my chunk size, I think it will start giving me a better response. Uh, give me, hmm, give me a pattern printing question from this assignment. Okay, so 33 number question is pattern printing. Then 46 number question. These are the two questions where I had a pattern printing. 36 number question. But yeah, I have into 30 plus 31 plus 32 plus 33 plus 43 plus 46. So I have so many questions with respect to a pattern printing, but it is not able to understand the way I'm trying to explain. So again, system failed. Now, so 33 and 46 only. 33, 31, 32, 33. Okay, 33 and then 46. Okay, but yeah, so give me all the pattern printing question from the assignment. 46 and 33. So even here we have something like pattern, even 33, but still it is not giving me. So again, failed. Give me summary. Anyhow, summary though is like not a big deal to take out from this take out the data from this one. Let me upload some some resume or something. Downloads. I don't think that. Okay, I have some resume. Okay. I don't know whose resume is this one, but yeah, it's available in my system. So I'm just going to ask a question. Give me all the company name where this guy have worked. Okay, so NetWest Group, this is the only one company it is trying to give. How many year of experience this person have? 3 year of experience as a data analyst. Okay, then it's justified. Maybe I'll have to look into the resume and cross check. Uh, extract a Git URL from this resume if there is a GitHub URL. Doesn't contain any GitHub URL. Okay. Extract a LinkedIn ID. The LinkedIn ID is not explicitly provided in the given LinkedIn ID is mentioned that in the content information. Okay, fine. So yeah, it's working fine for me. And now if I'll go and check my memory, so which is the main part, so it is trying to retain only one single memory. So every time it is trying to like update the memory and it is trying to keep only one single conversation. Maybe what we can do is we can try to add everything into the memory one by one. So maybe we can try to say that try to retain only like a last 10 conversation, maybe try to retain only last like a 5 conversation, or maybe like try to retain only 100 conversation. So this is how we try to handle a memory in general. And then we even try to say that try to store some of the information on a client side and then try to store some of the information on a server side basically. So this is how we try to deal with the memory. As of now, as you can see that I have created a global variable. So this variable is out basically. So every time it will like try to build a new memory out of this one, and then I'm just trying to print it. But yeah, I can even make sure that I'm going to add basically like a 10 of memory or 20 of memory or any number of memory that I want. But that is going to be a costless operation because I'm trying to keep it inside my this particular list, which is going to occupy some of the space inside my main memory. So here, let me take some question. Abhishek is saying, can you upload again and check, or maybe context issue, limited chunk? Yeah, actually it's a context issue. So the last issue that we were facing, right? If I'm going to increase a chunk over here, because it's just a 500, so maybe I can say 5,000 first of all, right? And then if I'm going to increase even a overlap, so the same system will start performing better basically. So where I was asking about like a number of question, right? So maybe I let me change this one, and then let me go and ask how many. So chunk size is 5,000, overlap is 1,000. Now Control S. So here, let me restart once. Although it should work without restart, but yeah, just to be in a safer side. So this was basically, for this it was failing, right? So this was basically a Python loop assignment. I'm going to upload again Python loop assignment. And how many questions are there in this document? 50 question. Yeah. So see, last time it was failing, and this time it is able to recognize that there is a 50 question, and yes, there is actually a 50 question inside this particular document. So this is something that we all should know as a techie, that okay, so how I can try to make a system better. By the way, so I know that if I'm going to increase a chunk size, if I'm going to increase a overlap, by default this problem will be fixed. So I'm able to fix it. Even I can try to fix a memory problem over here. So I can try to save some of the memory on a client side, some on the server side. This is what even we are doing inside the Yuri. Apart from that, so instead of saving only one last conversation question and reply, so maybe I can try to save a multiple one in a different way, right? Maybe some sort of a key information only I'm going to store, not all the information I'm going to store, because maybe all these informations are not pretty much useful for me. So there are a lot of different way where we try to design this entire system as per the requirement. So they're saying, please define how chunk size affect the result in brief. See, chunk size, when you are saying a 5,000, right? So you are trying to create one big, basically list on, then all together you are trying to convert this one into a one single embedding. So obviously if so in that case, your context length itself is very big, right? And so obviously it is going to affect. It will be able to give you a pretty much good matching. If your chunk size itself is, if your data size itself is like a sufficient enough. If it is very small, then obviously it is not going to fetch, because all this information will not be available inside my embeddings. So this is one of the project, guys. I think we all are able to do it. Hope you are liking this particular project. Now let's go ahead and let's try to look into next project. So next project is what? So next project is again somewhat related to this one, but the next project is basically going to help me out in terms of passing a multiple document, and then with respect to multiple document, I will be able to perform a search operation. So the next project is going to be extension of this same project, but yeah, so I'm going to build it in such a way that it will be able to do a multiple document search at a time. Not just one, but a multiple document search at a time it will be able to perform. Almost same thing we are going to use, not like a very different, but yeah, it is going to be little bit different project that we are going to build. So here I'm going to create one more file in the same directory, multi underscore document underscore carch search.py file. So this is going to help me out in terms of multiple document upload as well as multiple document search at a time. So here, like I said, this one is just an extension of the previous project, nothing much. And let me copy my URLs and API key. So same URL, same API key I'm going to use. Couple of more library. Now, so extract text from the PDF, same kind of function, extract data from the PDF. So whatever PDF file that you are going to upload, basically it is going to extract the data out of this one. Now, same function we are going to use, a chunk size. So same function, nothing different. Obviously, we should increase the chunk size over here. We should increase the overlap over here, but exact same function. The function that I have used even before, same thing, right? And then similar kind of a same function for my Yuri embeddings. Get Yuri embeddings, same kind of function. Then same function for building my vector DB. So build Fase indexes vector DB. So exact same function I'm using. It is going to return index and embeddings. That's it. And then search chunk, same function. Get answer from the context, Yuri API key. So little bit of modification has been done in this one, but yeah, so it's just calling my LLMs. Now, so from a UI side, the only changes that I have done in this project is accept a multiple file true. So the previous one, so by default, accept the multiple file was false. But here, so I have just enabled accept multiple file is equal to true. So now you will be able to upload a multiple files, not just one single file. And then once you are going to upload a file, so we have to go through each and every file one by one, one by one, one by one, one by one. We have to extract a data out of those all the files that you have uploaded, so that I will be able to answer from all the files. The objective of this project is, so multi-document you can upload, and then you can try to interact with a multiple document content at a time. So that's a whole idea. So here, this simple Python is going to take all the files one by one, loop it through all the files, open up, extract a data, and then add it. And one single data it is going to return out of the entire file as a part of this for loop, as you can see, right? So one single data, even though if I'm going to pass 10 files, but system is trying to consider only one data. So technically, after this point, this project became this project. There is no difference, right? Right, guys, everyone? That's the reason I told you it's a similar kind of a things that we are going to build. Can I say that after this step, right? So forget about all the other functions, because all the other functions are exactly same. There is no difference at all. But can I say that after this step, this project and the previous project is actually same, because at the end of the day, I'm trying to get only one text, and with the help of one, like a single big one, I'm trying to split it, I'm trying to chunk it, I'm trying to like store it into the vector DB, and the whole procedure is going to be same. There is no difference in the procedure that you will be able to find out. So this is what it is going to like do, and then it is going to like give you the response. So here I have to show you a couple of more things, which I will show you. If query, make a proper indentation. Okay. So let me give you a demo of this one first of all. So this file name is a multi-document, STREAMLIT. Then you can execute it in your system. Streamlit run -r and multi-document. Streamlit run, not -r. Yeah. Okay. So now here, this AI-powered multiple PDF search engine, we can try to upload as many document as I want. So here I'm uploading, and yeah, so many documents it is able to upload. Okay, there is some problem with this, showing 1 of 3, 2 of 3. Okay, so yeah, all the documents, as you can see, it's been uploaded, right? So 3, then 3, and then 2. So in total, 8 document has been uploaded. Now, once it is going to upload, it simply means that everything is available into my vector DB. Now, give me a summary of this, or give me a loop based assignment question from document. What if document will be duplicated by mistake? We are not taking care of that, by the way. Not defined plot vector. Which line? So 129 number line, plot vector. Okay. 129. Plot vector. It's not defined. I'm doing some sort of a visualization in this one. So there is a function which I have missed. Let me keep this function here. Now run it once again. Give me a So loop assignment in the documents are print all the element this loop through the matrices. So this is basically like something that it is able to retrieve, which looks good to me. And again, formatting wise, it's look pretty much good. Now top relevant chunks. So it is trying to even, I'm trying to show you. So basically in a code, I have written that so try to showcase even a top relevant chunks to me. So if I'm saying like a 3, so this is chunk number 1, this is chunk number 2, top K basically, right? So try to showcase even a chunk. Now, those who are confused, right? So how chunk looks like and what is basically called as chunk. This is a chunk which I was talking about, right? So we are printing even a chunk part over here. And as you can see, it's not a complete one, right? Because wherever there will be a chunk size, it will chop off and it will try to send to the next one. Now, so vector similarity visualization. So here, let me make it small, which I'm not able to do it. So here it is trying to even show you, I'm just trying to like use a matplotlib, which is one of the worst one to plot the graph. But yeah, I'm just trying to show you that the chunks that you have and the query that you are trying to pass, what is a distance between these two. So on this particular scale, plus here I'm trying to even show you conversational memory. I can show you maybe by printing it, which I was doing it last time in a console itself. So I was printing it and I was trying to like show it to you. But here, this is something which I am holding into the memory and I'm even able to like print it in this particular place. The simple part of this entire thing is that yes, I'm able to upload as many documents as I want. And I will be able to do a conversation with this entire document that I have uploaded. So now let's do one thing. Uh, this is a code, guys. So maybe you can try to execute it once and then let me know, right? Now Ranjit has asked me a question, what if documents are duplicated by mistake? If documents are duplicated, we are not handling that, by the way, over here. Because at the end of the day, if you'll think logically, so we are trying to store something into the embeddings, and again, if documents are duplicate, its embedding is going to be 0, but still it's not advisable to discard those information. And if we have to prevent that, so basically I have to keep all the previous documents, and then if someone is going to upload a new document, so I have to match the exact similarity between the previous one and the new one. So again, that is going to give me a lot of pain in terms of doing this kind of a two document matching. And as document will grow, so it is going to be more painful. So its document is duplicate, leave it, let it be in that way. And let's try to create the embeddings and store it inside your like a system. So everything is same, like I said, after this for loop that we are trying to run, right? After this for loop, so this project and the previous project is exactly same. There is no difference. You will be able to find out because eventually we are trying to like take one single text information. Okay, so question for me, guys, anyone? So Devkar is saying when usually we are working on this kind of a task in a LangChain framework, I think the chunk size does not affect much. Is chunk size affecting more for working only using the Python function without a LangChain framework? Yeah, see, so in case of LangChain, when we are talking about LangChain, right? So a lot of like things with respect to a chunk size, it will be able to handle automatically, right? So basically, something that we are trying to handle over here in Python by writing a code. In case of LangChain, it's a framework itself which is trying to handle it. So basically it try to apply some sort of a metadata filtering which will be able to like give you data with respect to more relevant one. And then I believe there is something called as document combiner which is available by default inside the LangChain. So yeah, LangChain handles these things, this framework, but if we are writing our own Python code, then we have to handle it. Plus even in a LangChain function, right? So you will be able to get a control the way we have a control in terms of basically a chunk size and in terms of the overlap, these two parameter. So just go and use any like LangChain functionalities for like a checking. You will be able to find out same thing. Like you will be able to find out these parameters, and you can try to upgrade it or downgrade it. Means you can try to increase the chunk size, overlap size, or maybe decrease the chunk size, overlap size. Depends upon your experimentation. So if your chunk size is going to be very, very big, obviously it is going to give you the memory error. So when it will start giving you memory error, stop it. So beyond that, you should not keep a chunk size at all. And this feature is already available even inside a LangChain. But yeah, in an inbuilt function, these parameters are available. Okay, doctor is asking how can we optimize our token uses without affecting the output. So in this situation, uh, here you're talking about. So see, try to send as less data as possible and try to retrieve as less data as possible. That's the only way by which you will be able to save some token. Because whenever you are sending a data, you are consuming a token. Whenever you are getting an output, you are consuming a tokens at the end of the day, right? So here, if I'll go to Yuri, a default code. Here, if I'll go to this one and code example. So here maximum token is 1000, for example, 1000 we have given over here. And everywhere you will be able to find out the maximum token, 1000 we have given over there. So just try to clip this one. So don't go ahead with like 1000 for all the tasks. Maybe for some of the tasks, go ahead with the 200. And again, so try to work on your input as well. So better input, smaller input. If you are going to give with a smaller number of tokens, if you can explain each and everything, In that way, you will be able to save the token. Otherwise, there is no other way. Is there a limit for the size of the file? Not at all. So here, this is the default one that I'm using, 200 MB basically. So I can try to give, or I can try to extend it as much as I want in terms of like taking a file one. Now someone has asked me a question that how to handle a tabular data into a PDF. This PDF plumber will be able to handle that. So for example, if I have maybe a tabular data, so here extract text from the PDF, right? So let's suppose if I have a tabular data. So what I can do is I can try to call a function called as extract table. For example, so here extract text we are using, right? Similarly, so page dot extract TRSCT extract underscore table. So this function is also available in the same PDF plumber. Now this will extract especially a tabular format of the data from your PDF. So in this way, you will be able to handle it from a PDF at least. It's available inside this PDF plumber. Can we use a mix of local and API model in a same code? You can try to use, see at two places we are using basically API. So one for the embedding and one for the LLM. These are the only two places. If you would like to remove the embedding at least and then use some sort of a offline model for the embedding, maybe there are a lot of models which is available on a Hugging Face, which is an open source model. So maybe go ahead and remove this particular URL. So don't use this embedding. Maybe try to use just a LLM out of this one. So in that case, it will be a combination of offline and online, vice versa. So even this LLM, this kind of LLM models are available. So you have to just download it and then you have to send all the LLM request. Instead of sending to this one, you have to send. So format is going to be same. Just you have to read the models. Format is going to be same. Just you have to read the model and then instead of calling the APIs means request.post. So you have to basically load the model and then send this same thing to your payload to the local model. That's it. You will be able to get the similar kind of a response. Okay, now moving to the next one, guys. So next project that we have, which is a very, very small one. Yeah. This done, this one is done. This one we have already done in my previous class. So sentiment analysis dashboard, build a real-time sentiment analysis tracker. So this project is nothing, by the way. We are going to see a simple UI interface. I'm going to write something that will go to my LLM basically. And then it will be able to tell me whether it's a positive or it's a negative. That's it. That's it about this project. So this is one of the basic project, right? One of the very, very basic project. And I believe the kind of a label that we have now in a class. So obviously we all can do it in no time. So let me create one simple, oh, so many PDF I have uploaded. So okay. So now here I'm going to create a file sentiment.py file. Yeah, sentiment.py file. And let's try to see that how we can try to build a sentiment application. So like I said, it's technically nothing means nothing. So basically I'm going to, this is the only thing which is going to work. So basically I'm trying to send a prompt that you are a professional sentiment analysis system Analyze the following text, classify its sentiment as one of the following. So positive, negative, neutral. Maybe if I'm going to say that political, PO, political, or maybe like racist, something like that. Let's not write that part. Yeah. So positive, negative, neutral, political, racist, whatever. In whatever segment you would like to like divide it, you can just try to divide it. So this is the only prompt which is going to work. So it is going to take a data and then it is going to hit my model. As simple as that. So apart from that, the system is not doing anything. Whatever response it will give it to me. It is going to like give you that as a response. That's it. Nothing much, by the way. So let me run this one quickly and then let me show you. So this is one of the childish project, you can say. STREAMLIT. Even the next one is same. Next one is also like a very simple one. Sentiment. And here I'm going to enter a text. So I am not feeling well today. Simple. So this is going to be passed inside. So this is basically a negative, and reason also it is trying to give you Donald Trump have taken lots of decision with respect to tariff. So maybe political, it is going to give complete neutral. Okay. So maybe it is not able to understand a Donald Trump because it's not a real-time model. So maybe I can go here and then I can try to change a model ID there. So code example and then available models and Gemini Flash. So Gemini Flash is having a capability to do a real-time search, right? So instead of using this particular model, maybe I can try to change my model ID. So my model should be Gemini Flash, let's suppose. Yeah. Oh, analysis complete, unexpected token. So it has crashed with my Gemini Flash model. Let me fix it. So my text set page configuration. Uh, Text input, fine. Get sentiment is fine if response status code is 200. Okay. Then try result response. Fine. So it is going to give me choices 0, message content, raw result. So basically this is the error which I am receiving because of I have changed the model, and all the models gives a different kind of like responses. Import RE. Yeah, so JSON, let's parse it. Return parse result and return here. In case of error, just give me raw result. Whatever is the raw result, just give me that. Get sentiment analysis. Okay. Text input, sentiment output. Okay. I think it should work this time because there was a minor fix which I have done. Sentiment.py. JSON parser unexpected token error. Again, parser error. Raw result. Clean result. JSON dot loads cleaned. Import JSON. This. Enter some text. So this looks good. Okay, response looks good. Now I can ask questions. So there was just a issue with the model response. I have just switched the model, right? I was using GPT and then I have started using a Gemini Flash. So that was the issue, and because of that, it was giving me an error. Trump have taken a lots of calls. Tariff. Yeah, like it is trying to say neutral, but this time, if you'll see the response, basically it is able to understand something from the internet as well, because this model is having capability to understand something which is available on a like a internet Gemini Flash. So that is the reason, so I was using this one because it will not be waiting for just for like a trained data. So this is one of the example, guys, a simple sentiment analysis. Nothing much. I'm just trying to take a data and passing it into the models. And based on that, it is like able to give me a sentiment of that. Previously, if you will see, and you must have done that maybe at some point of a time. So previously we were like building a sentiment analysis system, right guys? How many of you have actually built it? Yeah. I believe almost all of us as a part of machine learning project or as a part of like a beginning, we all have built the sentiment analysis, right? But now it's not required. Now we have like a LLMs which will be able to understand the sentiment. And again, with any kind of a data, it will be able to understand the sentiment because my models are aware about all kind of a data set, right? And not just positive, negative or neutral, but yeah, so maybe other labels, other sentiment also we can do. Sandhu is saying I did. Almost all of us, right guys? Almost all of us have trained the model, sentiment analysis model for positive and negative. Maybe not in a company, but yeah, as a part of like a learning project, we all have done that, but it's not required now. We have LLMs, right? We have LLMs, and the best one we have, which will be able to like tell you negative, positive, because it understands context, it understands data in a better way, and you don't have to even like tag it with some industry. Uh, we generally try to like do a movie reviews, negative, positive, or something like that. But yeah, it's not required. So that was the whole objective behind showing you this project. Objective was not to teach you how to use LLMs because that we already know. We are using it since a very, very long time now. I think since last 3-4 months in this class itself. So I think objective is fulfilled now. I can close this part. Now let's go to the fourth project. Again, very simple one. I'm not going to create, I have not created the UI for this one. If you want, you can create it. So unstructured data underscore parsing dot ipynb, not ipynb. Like, let's create a Python file, rename, and then py file. Yeah. So this is again one of the simplest one that you are going to find out. Yeah. So this project says that whatever information that you are going to pass, basically this is the unstructured data, right? As of now, I'm just like I have given the data. Maybe you can try to take a user input. Maybe you can try to read a document or maybe Excel sheet, and then you can give a input inside like this one. So as you wish, you can try to do it because we know that how to parse the files and everything. So this will be the data which will go as an input, simple. And I have written a prompt over here, just a prompt, right? And it's all it's game of the prompt basically. So you are an intelligent information extractor. Extract the key entities from the following text and return the structured JSON format. This is what I'm asking. So I'm saying that whatever information which I'm giving you, so try to extract a full name out of it, email ID out of it, phone number out of it, date out of it, address out of it, company out of it, designation out of it, skill, education, experience, and all the other useful meta information. Now, why I'm showing you this small demo, why we have included this as a part of even a project. The reason is that generally we try to use a regex, right? RE package, a regex package we try to use. And with the help of regex package, so we try to like parse the information. So we try to write a regex, we try to handle all the edge cases. For name, it's practically impossible, but yeah, for email ID, for phone number, then again, country wise phone number parsing, then date parsing, and date parsing, that too in a MMDD, MMDD, right? Address parsing, company name parsing. So a lot of like a NER tagging we try to like do over here. Designation, again, a lot of NER tagging that we try to do over here. Skill, so we try to create our own list and then match with the regex. So far, to perform all of these operations, to extract this kind of information from data, we used to write a lot of code. And then again, so it's not like that code is going to be foolproof in a very first day. So that that code uh, will be having a lot of edge cases, right? A lot of edge cases, even with respect to email ID, right? If I'm going to write something for Gmail, it is going to fail for Yahoo, it is going to fail for Rediff. We all have experienced those things in our past, at least like people who is working in our industry since last couple of years, right? Because as a part of our day-to-day job, when we build a system, so these are the normal thing that we try to do, right? Functions we try to write or classes that we try to build. Now, the why I'm showing you over here that how easy it is now to do it with the help of LLMs. LLMs can do everything, right? Everything. You don't have to write a regex. You don't have to write a separate functions for this one. You don't have to even go and handle edge cases for this one, right? Even LLM will be able to distinguish between a person name and like a entity name. It will be able to understand. So LLM is way more powerful as compared to the things that we have been building and we have been doing. And this is what I'm going to demonstrate, a very simple example. So whatever line that we have written over here, I'm just passing this line to the LLMs, technically Yuri AI. It is going to extract all the information as per the things that is given. So it's copy paste of the Yuri code itself. That's it. Nothing different. It's basically a Yuri code, right? The Yuri code that you will be able to find out is the same thing that you will be able to find out. I have just like a tweaked a prompt a little bit. That's it. And so that it will be able to extract a data from the unstructured data as well. So here I can run this one Python and then unstructured data parsing. And yeah, so you must be able to see that full name Rahul Sarma, email ID, able to extract phone number, it is able to extract date, it is able to extract, although I think date was not there. So it was able to extract at least a year automatically, right? Yeah, see, date was not there, right? So it is able to understand that. Okay, fine. So as a date, and DD is not there. Let's try to extract Y basically. So date, okay, address null, address it is not able to understand. That's fine. Maybe I can try to write a prompt in a better way. IIT Delhi. Okay. So I can say that, okay, fine. So if you are able to see some entity, fetch their address. I can even do that. So my Gemini Flash model can go and it can try to fetch IIT Delhi address, right, over from the internet. Company Infosys. Okay, it is able to understand company. Additional software engineer, skill Python Flask NLP, right? Education, all these things, skill education. Okay, so some of this data is redundant data. Maybe I can like do a prompting in a little bit better way. Yeah. Okay. BTech computer science, this. So this is how amazing the LLMs are basically, right? And obviously we all understand now the capability of the LLMs, that how LLMs actually works, and then like what LLMs can do and what LLMs can't do. So this is again another project, guys. Now let me wrap up the entire project and give it to you as a file. And now I'm open for any kind of a question. Okay, so yeah, I have just uploaded the file, guys. Now tell me if you have any kind of a question. So no question for me. Awesome budget explanation. Sumit is saying, sir, I'm new to this batch. I was a part of PwC's FSDs. Okay, you are from there. Okay. So to a manager now, I have gone through the Euron interview bootcamp and MLOps course. Please God, how to move forward. Simple, Sumit. So simple advice to all of you will be, including like a Sumit, you will be that try to create an application, try to build a project. We all used to learn a lot. Again, learning is not going to give you an outcome. Build it. Mentioned inside the resume. We have a resume AI. Go over there, try to fine tune your resume, or even from a scratch, start creating a resume. At least go and give 2 to 3 interview. At least go and apply for a couple of jobs, right? Because first 2 to 3 interviews will be just like a mock up for all of you. You will be able to like get some sort of a grip over there. So and then when you will go for the next interview, so obviously you are going to perform better. So here just go create a resume from a scratch. If you have a resume, then you can try to just upload the resume and then try to tune the resume. Part number 1. It is even going to give you some sort of a question. Then come to the job part and then start searching. So every day we are trying to bring a tons of job. By default, this is going to show you a recommended job. Now this recommendation comes based on your resume. If something if you have not mentioned inside your resume, this recommendation is not going to come. Simple, right? This recommendation is not going to come. Now, so you can try to search over here. So this search is given to you and just go over here and maybe start searching machine learning. I can just search, yeah, spelling mistake, but still it's fine. Yeah. So experience level wise, contact type wise, location wise, and at least apply for a couple of jobs. So there are enough number of jobs which even we are trying to bring on a daily basis. If I'll show you, so the number is a variable. It's not same every day. So if I'll show you how many job we have today. So today we have 44,524 jobs in our system. Active location is 2,407. So we have like our own like a dashboard. So where we can see each and everything. So this is our own internal live dashboard, as you can see, right? Someday it will be 50,000, someday it will be 55,000 or 60,000. But yeah, it will be approximately plus or minus 50,000. So this is something. And this is the real-time data, guys. I'm showing you, right? I'm showing you from like our dashboard, basically. So jobs are available every day. We are trying to bring fresh jobs. Even people are coming and saying that try to bring a job for this location, try to add this location. So every day we are trying to add those locations as well. So just go apply. First of all, first few interview, you have to just give it for a practice, right? You will be able to understand the interviewer. You will be able to understand that what is the expectation industry have from you. And then obviously next couple of interview, you will be able to crack for sure. But yeah, if you will just sit and then think that I will do a preparation, that preparation is never going to be over. Believe me, preparation never ends. And again, the kind of a learning that we are into, so there is no end to this learning. You will keep on learning even after like joining some sort of a companies. They're going to please give you guidance that after building a pipeline package, how we can update the version day by day and add there our GitHub repository. Can you make a one page cycle and standard? Please make a new video for that one. Okay, so if you have to update a pipeline package, in my English video, I believe I have already shown you. In my Hindi video, I haven't shown like how to update, because when I was recording my English video, so even I have faced some issue. I did some mistakes. So because of that, I was facing some issue and my package was not working. So in that video, if you'll go and check, so I have even shown you that how to update a next version and next version and next version. If that is your question. Yeah. And the second part of your question is add there our GitHub repository day by day and add there our GitHub repository. Yeah, so you can try to update your README file. You can try to like add the code inside a GitHub repository so that people can directly even install from your GitHub. Can you make a page or pages as a and can make the R pages as a scikit-learn standard. Please make a new video for that one. So you are saying that the way scikit-learn is having a documentation, so basically you would like to do a documentation in that way. This is what your question is. Yeah. So are you saying that like this kind of a documentation you would like to create? Yeah, this kind of a documentation you're talking about. Like, if you can reiterate your question, Sumit is saying, as I'm a telecom domain, should I do only apply telecom domain? No, not at all. Telecom, should I do only telecom domain cable project as Euron? As in the Euron, there is no telecom domain project. See, these projects that we are talking about, right? Even now, the project that we are talking about inside the class. Now, these are the generic project. This is independent. Like, for example, yesterday we have done SQL, right? SQL system project. Where with the help of LLM query, you will be able to extract SQL information, means system will be able to write a complex SQL queries. Now, that project was basically a domain independent project. Yeah. So you can even mention inside the resume, and then when you are going for the interview, you can say that okay, so I was working in telecom domain project. There are thousands of table. There was like a multiple clients, and what we have done, so we have done this kind of a automation. Right. So where stakeholder, based on their role and based on their access, basically based on the department and based on the division in which they are working. So we have automated the entire dashboard in such a way that just with the help of speech or just with the help of some textual inputs, my manager and everyone will be was able to get the report in a real time. Right. Talk about hundreds of thousands of reports over there. So all this project that I'm talking about, and majority of the project that I used to discuss, right, inside a Euron. So I always make sure that these projects are basically a generic project. It should not be a specific to a domain, so that doesn't matter whether you're working into a healthcare domain, telecom domain, supply chain, or maybe into a finance domain, or maybe insurance domain, you will be able to use all of this project. But yes, the kind of a storytelling, right? So that you have to sit, think peacefully, point by point, write it down, then give it to Yuri. Yuri will try to give you the beautiful story out of it. Yeah, let me help you out with even with that. So that story building part you have to do at the end of the day. So let me close all of it. So I have worked into a SQL query automation for my one of the big client, where client based on the department and access can access the data and dashboard in real time. I have worked into this project end to end by using lots of tech stack. I don't know what, but yeah, lots of tech stack I'm writing. Now, today I am going for an interview, and I have to convince my interviewer that I have worked in this project. Give me its HLD, LLD, tech architecture, and a complete story that I can go and tell to my interviewer. Okay, so see, now go and explain this project. This is the architecture, right? This is the flow. So see, in the age of many people, you might have like seen basically like you might have like gone through codes, right? So a person who is not using, so basically you will be replaced by a person who is using AI. And that's pretty much true, right? So we have AI access. We can try to get all the information. We can try to modify it. Do it then. I have just written 4 lines of things and it is able to give me this much. Now, if I'm going to give more information, so Joe, just go and talk to AI, right? Just go and talk to AI. Give your context. Say that, okay, fine, I've done this, I have done that, right? Now tell me in today's environment how I can explain. So go and talk to AI. AI will give you a response. That's the reason. So as a part of this entire ecosystem, see, when I was building Yuri, right, I was already aware about the fact that there is a chat GPT, there is a Gemini, even in your WhatsApp, there is something which is available. But I was trying to build an ecosystem for an education, right? Now, in 2025, no one can imagine an education without AI. That's the reason. So we have given you Yuri. I'm into a tech upskilling. So obviously everyone needs API because we have to develop something. Now, again and again, I can't ask my student that, okay, go and use a OpenAI API or Grook API. Then student will tell me that they are charging this, that are charging this. No, we have built it. So when we have built this ecosystem for you, try to utilize this ecosystem. Believe me, this ecosystem is more than enough to prepare you for any kind of a job. Part number 1, part number 2 is a resume. Part number 3 is a jobs. Yeah. Every day, 44,000, 50,000, sometimes 55,000 job from more than 2,500 location, 400 location we are trying to bring, right? Go and use it. We will be able to find out internship, you will be able to find out entry level, you will be able to find out remote, you will be able to find out full-time, part-time, every kind of a things, right? So at least now you have to take a step. You can't just sit idle and say that I'm not able to get an opportunity. Yeah, you can't go and say, because see, if you Sumit, if you or anyone, right, it's not just applicable to one person, it's applicable on everyone. And as a teacher, I believe it's my responsibility to tell you these things, that if you will keep on asking question and if you'll keep on waiting for someone to give you a response, that person is going to give you a response based on their knowledge, right? For example, if you're asking me a question, obviously I'm a human being, right? I have a limitation. I don't have a kind of a knowledge that AI have in all the domain, right? In all the domain. Basically, so instead of asking a question to me, maybe you can ask to AI. Right? Day and night chat with AI. Nowadays, this is what I do basically. Whenever I have to learn something, right? I keep on chatting with AI. I say, okay, do this, do that, explain me this, explain me that. And that too, the best part is, as a human, maybe when I feel tired, so maybe I'll not try to explain you by giving that much amount of time. But AI will never get tired, right? It will explain you in a best possible way, in a deepest possible way. So try to understand that you are not in 2023. You are in 2025. Things has really changed. You are a part of AI batch. So obviously you should eat AI. You should sleep AI. You should do everything with AI, right? And if you're not doing it, basically you are making a big mistake, and that will cost you. And those who are not using it out there, whether it's a student, whether it's a professional, believe me, I have seen that in last a couple of months. I have seen that it has costed a lot to a person, to a people. Yeah. Hope you are able to understand this part at least from this particular class. So go ahead, make use of it, right? Motivate others to use it. Don't wait for any person, not even for me, right? Not even for your batchmate. You don't have to wait for anyone to get an answer. You don't have to wait for anyone to build anything now, right? Yes, there was a dependency 2 years back, right? Where we were looking for a mentor, we were looking for a guide, we were looking for someone to give me a support, to do a hand holding. But in 2025, AI is holding your hand. And if you are not using it, and still if you're looking for a human being, right? And yeah, there are organizations out there, right, who are just going to charge you for that, maybe a lakhs of rupees. But eventually, believe me, you will not be able to get a kind of the response from any human being, including me, the kind of a response that you can get from AI. Hope we all understand that part. So adopt AI. Again, in India, so I have seen one thing that most of us are talking about AI, but when I go talk to people personally, right, literally everyone is aware about ChatGPT. Everyone is aware about DeepSeek. When China has launched DeepSeek, everyone started talking about it. But when I started talking to a people, right, a normal people, a common people, right, those who are not in tech, even I'll come to the tech part. But yeah, those who are not in a tech, And I was surprised. Even nowadays, I used to get a lot of surprise that people are not using AI. And then they are blaming, they are complaining. They're just talking about AI. Everyone knows about ChatGPT, right? Ghibli images, everyone has created almost. Right. After that, I don't think that people have even logged into the account, majority of the people. Right. But that is not a way, right? If you're not using it as a child, as a professional, as a non-professional, as a common person, as a common man, if you're not using it, right? Let's suppose I don't have to do anything with tech at all. Still, you should use AI on your day-to-day basis for everything, every task that you are doing, because that is a reality. That is not a future. That is a present that we all are living into. And in future, it will become deeper and deeper and deeper. Yep. So choice is yours. System is available to all of you. Don't have to go and pay even for like ChatGPT or something, even for API or something. So this was in my mind when I was trying to build a Euron, that build an ecosystem. Again, I'm going to bring very soon, I'm going to release experience portal or internship portal for you. So where you guys will be able to get HLD, LLD, wireframe for thousands of projects in almost all the domain, right? Thousands of projects in almost all the domain. I think within 2-3 weeks, we are going to release it. Our target is to release by the end of this month, but yeah, so because of this development cycle, so it may be like 2, 3, 5 days, like plus minus, right? Plus obviously. But yeah, well, hopefully like in a first week or second week of next month, it will be live. Again, amazing portal. So where you will be able to do as many projects as you want. You will be able to get a letter, official letter from a Euron side. So obviously, which you are going to go and showcase, and it will be having a values, right? Because you have worked and then we are giving you a letter. It's not like you have not worked and we are giving you. No. So for that, we are giving you a course certificate. Course certificate is different and that letter is different. That will be a proper letter into a letterhead. That is something that we are bringing because now we understand that for a fresher, it's very difficult to get a job in a market, in any company. Not even in TCS, Infosys, Wipro, because we all know that like what is going inside TCS, Infosys and Wipro, right? So it's very difficult for a fresher even to get a job. People are looking for someone who has worked into a project. Even today, when I go and I used to hire a fresher for my company, my expectation is not same. The expectation that I had 2-3 years back even from a fresher, right? 2 or 3 years back, fresher means, okay, fine. So that person don't know anything. Fine. I'll onboard that person. A person will go through a training. He or she will work in some project. Eventually they will learn and then they will be productive. That was a mindset that we as a business people used to hold 2 or 3 years back, or any company used to hold. But now the same perception has changed, right? Completely changed. From day zero, you should be aware about anything and everything almost in a tech side, especially, right? You must be like you must have done the research. You must have done the very good amount of project into a different segment, right? Then only people are going to onboard you, and then it will be very easy to get a job. And yes, there are jobs in a market, and there will be a job in a market, right? But only for those who is having expertise, not for those who says that I just know 1 or 2 things and then like hire me and I'm very enthusiastic and I will do this, I will do that. Now those dialogues are not going to work because we are living into a very different reality now. So when things have changed, when market has changed completely, you have to adopt that. Sooner will be better. Yeah. And now things are more accessible. Believe me, even before we had an internet, right? We had a YouTube and everything. But believe me, things are very, very easy now as compared to before. Now with the help of these things which is available easily to all of you, build a bigger one, right? Now that should be your target. Solve a bigger problem, because it's not like, so when technology was not that advanced, we had problems and we used to call that bigger problem as a problem. Now that bigger problem became a very small problem. And now the definition of that problem has changed. Now we have another bigger problem. And this is a never ending process. So hope enough of discussion for today, by the way. But I'm assuming that you all are going to remember it. You all are going to use whatever I said from today onwards, not from tomorrow. There is no tomorrow, by the way. So it's today, only today. So from today onwards, you will be start using it. Euron has already given you an ecosystem. Try to use it. we are building more and more. So obviously we'll try to bring more and more things, whatever is necessary for my learners, for my students, or for any professional who would like to get into one field to another field or same field to same field, right? So obviously from our side, as a company, it's our responsibility and we'll keep on doing that. But again, you have to go and give an interview. You have to crack a job. You have to negotiate with the HR. So there is something that you can only do. We can't do it from our end. Doesn't matter how many systems we are going to give you, but that part we can't do it. So take a charge, take a responsibility, start doing it. So Lily subscription is too expensive. I don't think that it's expensive. It's just like a 3499. Is it like expensive? And again, you are getting some discount, 2.5% discount you are getting. It's very like just tell me one single company name or one single competitor which is giving you all of this system that you are able to access in a Euron, right? And that too by charging you the price that we are charging into 10 times. 30,000, 40,000. Even after taking 30,000, 40,000, Resume AI, no. Yuri, no. API, no. Jobs, no. Couple of courses, maybe yes. And some people are charging even 5,000, 6,000. Yeah, there are courses available, just courses available in 5,000, 6,000, 3,000 as well, right? But when we say that as an ecosystem, yeah. So, and I think like 3,400 rupees, right? For the entire year, tension-free year, right? I think it's very small, right? I don't think that anyone is providing it with this much of affordability and this many kind of things. So we are not earning anything, though. Believe me, I'm telling you, we are not earning anything. I'm just like investing my money. Maybe we'll earn after like a 3-5 year. I don't know, right? But as of now, we are not earning anything. But we are in a building phase, so we'll build. I like building things. So this is what I have been doing since last 11 years. So I'll continue doing that. I love teaching people, so I'll continue doing that. I love tech a lot, so I'm building it, whatever comes to my mind. So I sit with my team and my team is amazing. They're just like, API access is the best part. Exactly, right? Everything in one single place. Going forward, I'm going to bring even a speech API. Believe me, like in some time, we have a target that after 2025, so this year, which is like 7 months more, no learner, especially in our upskilling segment, should go to anywhere for anything like that. That's a target. And that is a kind of a system that we are trying to create. So obviously, like I'm not saying that I will be able to get even a single person market. That depends upon the marketing stuff and everything. But yeah, system wise, I'm talking about that. I'm going to build a system in such a way that anyone who would like to like do anything, it's available inside Euron. Okay, so with that, thank you so much, everyone. Take care and see you again next week, Saturday, with Agentic AI discussion. So I'm going to start Agentic AI. So I will be using all those LangChain, Llama indexes, LangGraph, Crew AI, all of these framework and back to back. So we are going to see a practical project. I believe we have now enough understanding with respect to a generative AI. We are able to do a lot of things. It's time to move and take one more step forward and let's start learning Agentic AI. And then obviously like a fine tuning, which is again one of the amazing part, one of my favorite part you can say. So with that, thank you so much. Take care and see you again next week, Saturday. Thank you, everyone.